In the previous video, we have discussed the types of the fossils and the study types of the fossils. In that, we will discuss the rhinia that continue with the another one example, that's a lepidodendron. So usually in the lepidodendron, usually it is just like a long pteridophytes. The small tree like pteridophytes will be present in the lepidodendron. What you are looking in the picture, this is a complete how the pteridophytes is looking like that. They will find that just like a small tree, but it is a pteridophytes. The tip consists of the strobilus. What you are looking in a picture, that canopy like structure will there, that is the usually the tip having the strobilus structure, and in the center stem portion will be there, and usually the under beneath you will find the what just like a root like structure, that is called as a stegmaria. What is called stegmaria, and the center portion, that is a lepidodendron stem. So usually if you take the fossils of the lepidodendron, there are more than 100 species of lepidodendrons may be occurs in the nature. So this is how the different species of lepidodendrons will occurs in the nature, and this is the cross section of the lepidodendron. The complete section will be showing there are about 100 species in the nature, and it's one of the largest genera of the pteridophytes in the during the Cambrian Carboniferous period. That's especially in the sandstones, whatever the extracted occurs, that lepidodendron will be present. The root system includes the stigmaria. The leaves is in a lepidophyloides. The leaves in the lepidodendron is called as lepidophyloides, and the main strobili is called as lepidostrobilus. The roots are called as a stigmaria. So sometime maybe you will chance to ask what is stigmaria. There may be a chance. So this is the structure of the stigmaria. This is a center portion, that is stem portion, and this is the tip portion, that's a whatever the strobilus will be present. So lepidodendron is almost measures about 40 meter in height, and usually branched in tip only they will find, and center portion is a straight erect, and leaves are irregular, and usually they are dichotomous. Leaves were attached to the summit of the pyramidal. They look like a cushion like structures will be present. The trunk was attached to the typical stegmaria root like system. The base of the trunk is divided into 4 massive rhizospores, and strobili at the terminal will be present, and this is how the structures will occur. So these are the structure of the stem is, you can find this is how the structures will occur. The complete TS of the stem structure showing the cortex, the inner cortex, and the secondary region, that is the inner cortex is a homogeneous, and made up of this is the inner cortex, that is homogeneous in nature, and usually made up of parenchyma structure, and they consist of the leaf trace. So you can find here outside the leaf traces will be present. And secretory zone, that made up of the small cells which are filled with the filled with the dark colored substances. Middle cortex, that consists of the delicate structure. So usually that is a middle cortex region, they will have some delicate structure. So this is the complete view of the section of the structure. So very easily, so you can find the middle cortex and the central cortex region, that consists of the secretory regions, and the outer cortex is made up of a alternate radial mass of the thick cells or the thin walled cells. So and usually the outermost region is called as a periderm, that is formed by the phylogen, and it consists of many elements on inner side of this and form a endophyloderm. Then they will have the outer exophyloderm. phylloden. So this is a center portion. So this is the pith region. You will find the metaxylem and the protoxylem region. So outside that, so you can find the secondary zones and middle cortex and the outer cortex, and it is completely the outer leaf traces will be occurs on the outer epidermal region, and this is the center portion. It's how actually look like the lepidodendron stem. So in both theory and practical point of view, we will study the lepidodendron. So this is how the complete general account on the paleobotany, that is a fossils, fossilization types, paleobotany, and the geological time scales, and the study the types, that's the rhinia and the lepidodendron in the last two videos, and this is how the last one topic, that's the lepidodendron, morphology of sporophyte and anatomy of the stem. So this is the complete overview of the study of all different groups of the plants, especially the fossils, types of fossils and fossil types we will study in the complete process. I hope you will got the concept. So you can doubt, so you can be clarified with that. In the rhinia, you have to be concentrate more on the morphology of sporophyte and anatomy of the stem. In case of the lepidodendron, so you have to be concentrate on the sporophyte and anatomy of the stem. But the both have the pteridophyte, but this lepidodendron look like a angiosperm or the gymnosperm, but it is a pteridophyte. Even the rhinia is a primitive pteridophyte. Lepidodendron is a advanced pteridophytes. I hope you will understand the concept. So if you have doubts, so you can be clarified in the next video. Thank you for patience.